Alright, so it begins. Here we go. Final shot. This is the Bionicle Stars closing. Shot 1, take 1. Over 3 years after my very first Bionicle review, here we are at the finish line of Gen 1. Throughout those years, we've relived some of not just mine, but everyone's childhood memories. Bionicle was something that I first fell in love with as a young child, and then, just like many others, I grew away from it as I aged. But after spending a few years in the dark ages, people such as Zach Kaplan from LegoMation Studios reignited my heart for Bionicle. Seeing that the community was still alive after all of this time drew me right back in. And alongside that desire to obtain those original sets was a desire to create reviews as if these sets were currently being released, and more importantly, to get them in new condition and truly get the full experience that we all had when we brought one of these sets home. And with the completion of the Bionicle Stars review, the weekly waves of nostalgia seem to be at an end. But I promise, this is not actually the end. Now, I will not be going straight into Gen 2, but we will cover it in the future. I promise. Tomorrow, I will give many more details on the future of this channel, but for now, let's just focus on the journey that this series has been. While building the sets were a blast, and getting my hands on every one of them was something the kid in me could only dream of, truly, the real highlight of this series has been interacting with the community. I know that's a cliche, but some of the comments and messages I would see about the impacts these sets had in other people's lives, or how reviews could completely boost someone's day, will always be my favorite part about this series and channel. One of the biggest fears when revisiting something from your childhood is that it won't seem as good as it was back then. Most of the time, that is the case. Bionicle manages to be one of the things that has actually gotten better over time. The sets I had as a kid had the same magic that they did back then, and the sets that I hadn't seen before aged very well. Some of them could even pass for current sets. But like all good things, this one too must come to an end. Matsunumi Monday will return for Generation 2, but not just yet. That feels like a separate time period for me in my life, and thus should be spaced out to feel that way for the reviews. I cannot wait to transition into some new types of content, and tomorrow I'll explain exactly what that means, but for now, I wanted to give a proper send-off to the first generation of a series that really propelled this channel and community. Thank you all. United in duty, bound in destiny, this is the way of the Bionicle.